the same procedures and protocols exist in many other places, and he's done some in the UK. Good morning, and I hope you're well.
Good morning. I'm very well. Thank you.
Great. Let me first start by then your own views, your general observations of what you're hearing around the matter of Mr. Ken Ofori Atta's detention and some of the things that are follow subsequent questions. Now even hearing the Attorney General saying his visa was revoked as far back as July 2025. How do all those sound to you?
All right. Thank you. And thank you for having me. Let me quickly put this caveat before we even begin. And I'm sure you've done it already. And thank you so much. That I'm a qualified immigration lawyer in the UK, particularly practicing in England and Wales. However, I would offer comparative or some level of explanation of US immigration and asylum law as we gain through, because we do business migration as well, and I've had clients who have migrated from US and Canada and some other areas in the North America to England to work. So I've opportunity also to know the laws that govern all those areas as well. Now let's get to what is going on. As a Ghanaian, it doesn't look too well, and it doesn't really speak well of level of accountability to the people. Because I look at this from an angle where if somebody is reading or looking at what's going on, it will feel as if our democracy is undermined, or so governments will persecute rather than prosecute people. It's everywhere in the world, even those who started the democracy. Accountability is part and parcel of democracy. And if you see people like, or say, SEBNC, the former executive director of National Service, if you see people like Reverend Dr. Amisha Dakusu and the GRE former commissioner, if you see people like Kofinti and Eduse, who are all having themselves in the law to come and justify how they used public funds or public office and all that. And they've all granted bail and they are all in their homes going about their duties, appearing in court to justify. Every court proceedings that since I have been in Ghana for the last 2 months, I've attended some of the court proceedings, have been very open and they are very and my journalists are given a place to sit in the gallery. Lawyers are given a very good hearing. The bench is not hostile towards anybody, and you would see that the judiciary is positioning itself such that the confidence and everything of get through. So when I hear that Mr. Ken Ofori Atta doesn't want to come, I feel a bit surprised. But then again, I also ask, is there anything that I do not know? Because I've seen people with as many as 14 counts, for example, as many as 14 who have been walking around and about their duties. What I think I don't know is probably the health issue. But I'm sure a lot of us are not even previous to that. But if you read between the lines, in all democracies, if you have health issues, and so therefore the help that you'll be getting in the jurisdiction that you're supposed to be going through your justification or your trial is inadequate, or for some reason it's not even available, you make provisions with the court, and the court agree to this. The judges, they have no dog in the race. So they would look at the best interest of even the accused, because they all know that health would not end prosecutions, and health would not criminal proceedings and all that. But at least we are human before everything. You cannot continue prosecuting someone or justify certain things from someone when they and the justification for this, or maybe the threshold is very, very bar. It sometimes gets to the point of it becoming a life threatening first. But if you look at everything that's going on within the last year, that we're at a left, supposedly going for medicals, it's not too justified. And I am inclined to believe that the justification did not match based on the fact that I would pick him. Because if he is really, really, really sick, United state also a partner to the Refugee Convention, which they operate in their laws 1951, far back. And they also seem to incorporate everything that they also have with human rights, portray the health, person have that's paramount. And all
Like,
that.
your line keeps breaking. I don't know if are you using any other device.
No, I'm actually using mobile phone.
Okay, so
Sorry, forgive me. I live a bit remote part of the world.
okay. Let's try again and see if it will.
Okay, yeah. How far did you hear me?
No, we heard mostly what you said. Mostly we heard most of what you said.
Yes. Okay, so that is. I was actually landing on that. That is my position on what is going on. That it doesn't keep us in a very too much of a good light. You understand? Because you can see the Attorney General has done everything possible and assured everybody, including all Ghanaians, and have assured Ken Ofori Atta and everybody who is involved that is transparent and everything goes. In fact, the Attorney General has even gone to the extent of even organizing conferences, speaking to the public that this is the position, this is the situation, and this is what is going on. And it's part and parcel of democracy. It's transparency. If you go to England, the Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, they do it. And if you go to America, the DOJ, Department of Justice, all do it. They organize press conference when there is the need to. We saw it in the case of I can't breathe matter of the gentleman who was killed by the police. So everything has clearly been so transparent, and I don't see any justification left for the gentleman not coming. If he can hear the sound of our voice at this morning, say that, listen, all the people who had been charged with several counts, some even 14, some even more, are in their homes and they are going about their normal duties. They've been granted bail and all that. Come and justify yourself, and of course, we move on, rather than making it sound as if you are being persecuted rather than being prosecuted.
But there's actually a statement from the Ghana Embassy in Washington, D.C., where they are saying that they've extended consular services to him, and he has rejected the consular services because he says he can only speak to them in the presence of his lawyer. What does that mean? And when they say we have extended consular services to the person whilst in detention of immigration, exactly what does that mean? How's that does the process work?
This is how it works. You see, for every Ghanaian abroad, no matter where they are, if there are a representation of the country there, it is justified that they look after you. It's not just him, even as a finance minister. I have had situations where I've called the Ghana High Commission in Belgrade for people who are going through stress, Ghanaians. I have had clients who need documents to be attested. That you call the Ghana High Commission or you send them there, and documents is sent to the Foreign Office Department for the Foreign Office to do it. Every Ghanaian would need that. And let me quickly add this. The diplomats working there at the Ghana High Commission are non-political. They don't belong to anybody. They are very, very, very non-political. They are career diplomats. They cannot be boxed around by the ambassador who was brought there by the president, or cannot be told exactly which line they should tune. Some of them have been there for 30 years, 15 years, and they work very. Some have outlived presidents and governments in the past because they are career diplomats, and they've sworn to that. So if you are in a situation and they extend a helping hand to you, it is purely a helping hand that they extended to make sure that a Ghanaian is well, a Ghanaian is safe. However, having said this, I should also add that Mr. Ken Ofori Atta has his own right to choose if he wants to be with them or not. I've had clients who are not even politically inclined who said, no, we don't want anything from the Ghana High Commission. We will be able to fight this ourselves. Sometimes it's on health grounds, sometimes on other reasons. Or sometimes they have dual citizenship, they are Liberians before they are Ghanaians, or sometimes they are Nigerians before they are Ghanaians, and they will choose which direction to go. They say, no, we don't want to have anything to do. Lawyer, if you can still help us on this immigration matter, help us. We don't want to get the Ghana Embassy involved, the Ghana High Commission involved. So I can understand where it's coming from. However, we'd only have to wait and see, because I am told, or we learned, that he has his lawyers, and I think he wants to just use his lawyers, and he possibly think that what he's going through, or he not wanting to come, is him against Ghana And to that extent, that he's even added career diploma, which I think may not be a good advice because some may be for him. How many staff do they have at the Ghana embassy at Washington? They have more than 140 staff at all areas, and some of them have been there for 10, 15, 16 years. Some keep going and coming back, some have leave governments and all that. So it will not be justified on his part to say that, but that is his choice. In all things, we can only wait and see what plan he has.
There's also the part where, even from the beginning, explain to us at what point the immigration will pick you up. In his case, we are talking about these lawyers also writing this statement and suggesting that the authorities should not have picked him up. In fact, he says Mr. Ofori Atta has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method is common. Exactly what are they trying to communicate to us?
What they are trying to communicate is that they should have given him time for the decision on the vary of his status with Ed. This is what I'm suspecting, and it's just only a suspect. Please don't quote me. Now, this is, I presume that he's on B1, B2, you see, and if he's on B1, B2, then he has a period to stay. You cannot stay beyond a certain period. In most cases, you cannot stay beyond 180 days.
What is B1, B2?
The B1, B2 is a category of visa that is for business or visitors.
Okay.
You see, and if it's on that, that's what a lot of Ghanaians do have when they travel to America. Normally, America will give you 5 years, multiple. Until recent time, that they removed it and we brought it back again due to the diplomacy that had gone between the Ghana and America. Now, if he has a B1, B2, he can stay only for a certain period. It's just like the British one. You can get 5 years visa, multiple visa, visitors visa, but you can only stay for 180 days. At any 180 days, you have to come out of the country and go back in. Even that, you have to justify to the border force when you get there that you have not made UK your home. It's the same as America. Unless you have a justified reason why you want to stay beyond the period, then you have to apply for a variation of the visa that you have. Some people do it on matters of health. Others do it on matters of everything else. I don't know which one he is applied to vary it. My guess is two. It can be either on health, saying that he's going through some health proceedings, which is you cannot get in Ghana or is insufficient in Ghana, so they should allow him to stay beyond it. Or he will say that he's being persecuted. Forgive my language, but it would be very, very unwise if he pursue on the path of being persecuted. Because then he will go in front of a judge and the judge will look through every single thing. Now, his lawyers had to convince the judge that Ghana would persecute him rather than prosecute him. You see, and the other side would want him to come home. That's the ICE and their lawyers will say that, listen, we have had cases like this. Government has been on for 1 year. We've had cases of SCB entry. We've had cases of Gifty Owari. We have cases of Mishada. We have cases of Emmanuel Kofinti. We have cases of Isaac Crenson, of Evans Adusei, Kwajo Damwa, and 6 others. That all these people have been granted bail. All these people started their hearing and case management at an open court. And so, therefore, it will be not justified to say that they will be persecuting him. Because, mind you, if it's a lawful prosecution, the United States will not shield him unless he's being persecuted, and that is a genuine fear that if he goes back, his political opinion or his political stand in the past will be in the way of the government, so the government is hunting him down. Which, of course, we all know that nobody is hunting him down. Everybody wants him to come and just explain certain things. He's been charged. SML bill is there and all that. For all you know, he has done nothing wrong. For all you know. Because we cannot say that he's done anything wrong until the court of that competent jurisdiction will say that, no, you did something wrong. For a reason why he's not coming and thinking that it will be persecution, that would be very, very unwise on his part if it's the advice he's getting. If it's also on a health background, then they have to assess an independent hospital, which may be even appointed by the court, Or maybe will be requested by ICE that let's get an independent report to say that he's not going to get adequate medical attention when he gets to Ghana. If it's kidney, if it's lungs, if it's whatever it is, we have all in Ghana here. Unless, of course, there is something that we don't even know, when he can justify to the United States government that, listen, keep me here because if I go, I'm not going to get the services in Ghana and I'm going to die. That would be justified. That would be a reason to vary it. But mind you, that would not be enough to say that let's cancel criminal prosecution because the person is sick. Sickness would not cancel any criminal prosecution. So I think that his lawyers advise him that the earlier he gets to face the law, the better. Because we are all looking at it, and we see what is going on. The Attorney General does press conference. The Attorney General has put it out there. We've seen the charge sheet and all that. And we have all seen that it's very clean, it's very plain. Now we would only look at the evidence available and the position of the law and what the judges think, or if it's going to be a jury trial, what the jury also think about this.
Interesting. There's a lot to talk about moving forward. But thank you. Thank you very much. We'll find some time and because it's in Ghana, we'll have him in studio for further engagements on this. Thank you.
I'll make it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's lawyer Anderson Danso, who's qualified immigration lawyer, England and Wales, so in the UK. And he says he's dealt with even US immigration before in many other places. Well,